knowledge is power. And the more we know about each other, the more powerful all of us become.
We are teaching a whole new generation about what it means to respect people for who they are.
I'll hear certain stereotypes, and no longer will I be like, oh, that's bad. I'll be like, oh, I know that's wrong.
I think this problem is going to be solved not by intellectual analysis, but by people getting to know one another.
We can be a light for the nation. We can be a glowing example of what can work.
The September 11th attacks prompted a worldwide war on terrorism, which many think could drag on for years and intensify anti-American feeling. Some Americans are looking beyond security and counter-terrorism and re-examining how we as a people relate to the world. They're betting that a true American openness and commitment to different peoples, religions, races, cultures could go a long way toward making the world a happier and much safer place.
CBS presents Open Hearts, Open Minds, how some people of faith in the heart of America have responded to terrorism and hatred. Here in Kansas City is Ted Holmes.
A growing number of people in this heartland city are trying to send a message to the rest of America. Let's celebrate our diversity. Let's get to know people of different religions and different backgrounds. Respect them, maybe even learn to love them. It's a simple message and an old one, but since 9/11, the idea of brotherhood has gained new urgency.
So just tell you one other story. The first time I went to Japan, I went to meet a guy by the name of Nico Niwano, who was the founder of a very important Buddhist movement called Risho Kosekai.
Vern Barnett, a scholar of many faiths and cultures, hosts a lecture about Asian religions.
As it turned out, I was thrown into a social gathering that very first night where my hostess said, oh, I want to introduce you to Nico Niwano. And what did I do? I stuck out my hand to this 78-year-old traditional Japanese person who withdrew in horror, because I didn't practice the ritual of respect, which was to bow.
Barnett is a minister, newspaper columnist, and the guiding spirit behind the Kansas City Interfaith Council.
Now, come on, let's get it together. Very good. We have 13 faith groups represented on the Interfaith Council, from A to Z, American Indian to Zoroastrian.
Why is it important for people to know about other faiths and to have dialogue with them?
Max Mueller said, he who knows one religion knows none. You really come to understand spiritual questions in your own life when you encounter a person from another faith. And by drawing faiths together, we are able to work cooperatively to solve the enormous problems that our society faces.
I don't cover my hair with a hijab. I just do that when I pray my prayers.
Manaz Shabir, an American-born Muslim with roots in India, is head of strategic planning for a major Kansas City health organization. Since 9/11, she's given 30 lectures about her life and faith, this time to a gathering at Unity Church in Overland Park, Kansas.
And I'm going to do the rest of my talk with my head covered, because I want you to be comfortable with that as well. My name was Manaz Ali Khan. That was my maiden name. When I was young, the kids couldn't say my name. So, being now, I'm 14, 15, I wanted to be accepted. They wanted to call me Mona. So I became Mona, and I secretly tried out for the drill team because, you know, those are really short skirts, and as Muslim girls, we don't wear short skirts. Then my dad found out, and I couldn't do it anymore. But I don't think my son knew that part, but that's okay. He's up there. One day the phone rang, and my mom answered the phone, and she said, "Mona?" "No, there's no Mona." And I said, "Oh, Mom, that's for me." And that was the moment that my mother said to me, "We gave you this name." Mahnaz, actually, is how it's pronounced. Mahnaz. It means beauty of the moon. You should be proud of your name. And to this day, people will say to me, "I can't say your name." And I'll say, "Sure you can. Just say it 3 times. Mahnaz, Mahnaz, Mahnaz." Because my mom would not be happy if you called me anything else.
September 11th was a turning point for Mahnaz. She saw how prejudice could hurt even her young sons.
When he came home in the afternoon, I asked him, "Okay, so what happened?" And basically, he had 2 comments that were made to him from his classmates. One was that he was responsible for the terrorist attacks, or that his father did it. Yeah. So, you know, this is not what I want for my boys.
My name is Abdul Shabir.
So you're one of the sons that she's been talking about?
Yes, I'm the 15-year-old.
Were you changed in the same way that she was by 9/11?
She's become a better person, and she's helping other people become a better person too. I've given a speech with my Boy Scouts about my religion, just like how she's done today. She's given 30 speeches, like she said, and I haven't done that, but maybe in the future as I grow up.
This chance to get closer to other religions and cultures is part of the Interfaith Council's Passport program. Passport holders get special visas every time they open themselves up to other faiths.
It could be a puja in the case of the Hindu temple. It could be Friday prayer at the mosque. It could be a class at the Rime Buddhist Center. It could be Mass at a Catholic church. There are also pages in the back of the book for interfaith events.
The more we learn about each other, the more we understand each other. And if we see each other as real people.
Are Americans, by their nature, internationalist-minded?
No.
Do they resist something like this?
Yes, it's frustrating. Americans are individualistic, and we don't understand that we can be at one with each other all over the world. To me, that's the ultimate point of religion.
I think this passport is so symbolic of what we need to be doing in every community across the country, particularly since September the 11th.
Kansas City, Missouri Mayor Kay Barnes was among the first people to receive an interfaith passport.
The exposure to all kinds of folks, building of relationships, feeling that, again, we are creating community, those are all benefits.
And yet there are many people who resist this. Is this an American trait to say, well, I don't need to know about those people?
It probably is a trait among all of us, somehow instinctually, that we have to protect our own. Maybe that goes back into prehistoric times, but we've got to get over it. I think we are maturing as a human race. We are needing to break down those barriers.
On the anniversary of 9/11, representatives of 13 faiths mingled water from many Kansas City fountains and from rivers around the world. The act symbolized their oneness with each other and with the human community.
The water will be used in the main observance and shared with everyone as they leave as a way of celebrating our desire to wash away wrath, to be dissolved in the love that we have for one another, and to give the fountain of life to every resident in the community.
Open hearts, open minds. An interfaith response to terrorism will return after this message.